gonna get to the mall very, very soon. Here's the wonderful entrance. There's two separate buildings that are just like this, right next to each other. You can see, great looking mall. Here's another view for you guys of one of the biggest malls in Tel Aviv. Absolute pleasure of a shopping experience. They've even got Toys R Us in Israel. They even have Monopoly Tel Aviv. Miniso. This is all over the world now. We have a freaking Nintendo store. Nintendo has only 2 retail stores in the world, one in New York and one in Tel Aviv. Amazing. That's so cool. Well, they have the new display for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, which is cool. And you can't find these in the US anymore. Man, they got all the products out here. Look at this Pokemon display. This is not stuff you would expect in the Middle East, is it? And here at the top of the mall, they have this like greenhouse. People are greenifying spaces on tops of malls in Tel Aviv. Shalom chaverim and welcome back to Israel. Today we are in Tel Aviv and I'm joined with my good friend
Barbara Streisand.
Barbara Streisand? Barbara Streisand. You forgot your last name?
I forgot it.
This is my good friend Moshe. If you guys have been watching the vlogs for a while, you know he's been living in Israel for a long time. If you don't know who he is, go back to the first time we traveled the Philippines together, or Israel, or literally anything we did when I first started traveling. Hey Moshe, where are we going?
We are going to a very, very delicious spot called Suduch.
And Suduch is a really awesome sandwich shop, a little toast shop, that we actually, when we first started traveling Israel years ago, we loved going to as sort of our main spot to get late night grub. Also, we just came back from surfing. We were surfing in a beach called Bat Yam. We're in a city called Bat Yam, south of here. And we are hungry. We haven't eaten anything and it's already noon. And just so you guys take a look, we're heading down the coast right now. We're at Moshe's cousin's apartment. So yeah, this is Chof Goldon, or the Goldon area of Tel Aviv. It's actually like a nice beachfront, and you've got tons of shops and restaurants and stuff here, as you can see by this beautiful rusty from ancient times wall. But you'll see here once we step up to the beach, you'll see there's tons of like trendy coffee shops and all kinds of really nice places to sit down, get grub, and sit by the beach. The last time that this boy came, there was maybe 1 or 2 Suduch, like the actual place, and since then, many years later, now there's about like 30, 40 around Israel, something like that. So they've expanded. They've expanded, yeah. And we're heading down to the beach right now, so it's not what I expected. I do want to do a video in the future for you guys showing you literally all the beaches of Tel Aviv, because it's a pretty small strip. You can walk across it. I've walked across it actually many times before. You can see beautiful, gorgeous beach here. But the Suduch is actually on, I think I can kind of smell it already. Smell a little toast sandwich, but apparently it's on the beach, which is very surprising. I've never seen one of these on the beach before. Look at this beach, my God. Beautiful stuff. And again, I think I talked about this in the previous video, but this whole promenade, we call it a tayelet in Hebrew, has been rejuvenated and restored in the last couple of years. So it looks really, really nice. You know, everything is brand new. Lots of tourists here. They've got all these exercise parks on the beach, places to rent surfboards. Really, really cool stuff here. It's just beautiful. Oh man, this isn't just a Suduch, achi. Look, it's the Suduch factory. And here we are, here's Suduch. So we're gonna order up and we'll show you guys what we order in just a sec. So Moshe, you're not actually eating here. Why is that?
Because I'm vegan now, about a year and a half now.
Vegan or pescatarian?
Pescatarian.
You're a pescatarian. So Moshe's actually not gonna eat here. I am. But you're gonna get a double whammy because we're gonna try to find some vegan food for Moshe or something vegetarian, because Tel Aviv is just jam-packed with it. There's no shortage of options. And you live in Jerusalem now. How is the food game there when it comes to vegetarianism?
Not so good.
Not as good as here.
Better.
Yeah.
Tel Aviv is way better.
I'm very much excited for this sandwich though. It has been like literally 5 years since I've had just a meat-filled sandwich. It's gonna be so good.
All right, so here we go. Suduch sandwich. I'm so excited about this. It's been 5 years since I've had one of these, and this is something I consumed probably a little bit too regularly when I was in Israel. See, the sandwich itself is just like a nice white Italian bun. You know, very good bread. On the inside, I actually got a mix of turkey and I think it's beef shoulder, but I'm not exactly sure. It's some sort of like pastrami, salami, jangle. I know I ate that sandwich very strangely, but there was a purpose to it. I wanted to show you guys the inside. So, when we're ordering, you would have heard the employees ask me, shum chili pesto, which, I mean, you could probably put together the pieces and say, shum is garlic sauce, chili is chili sauce, it's sort of like a sweet and sour chili, and pesto is pesto. I think you should probably know that one. But you put all 3 on this sandwich. Usually it's the best way to go about it. A Suduch sandwich is not cheap, I would say. What was it, like 32 with a drink? So it's a little over 10 bucks.
Was in the past 24 shekels.
It's been cheaper in the past, but obviously the world is changing and going crazy. Everything's getting expensive.
Guys, look at that. Look at those layers right there. Sauce and meat. Oh my god. So good. Seriously, Suduch sandwich is one of the pinnacles you need to try when you come to Israel. It's so yummy. The flavor of this is so good. It has not changed. Moshe's ice cream is melting, so I'm going to let him eat. Alright, Moshe, what'd you get here?
I got myself a Belgian waffle.
So not very much vegan, but...
No. It's parv, though, which means that it's not with milk. So
okay.
Kind of...
Oh, so all the ice cream is parv?
All the ice cream is parv.
Okay, so that's something I should explain in Israel. You can begin consuming your food. In Israel, parv is... it's like neither meat or dairy. It's somewhere in the middle. It's a way for you to be able to consume in the dietary laws of kashrut or kosher. Being able to eat this, like technically he could go and eat a steak now if he wanted to, if he did consume beef, because this doesn't actually have any dairy in it. There's a taste to it, for sure, like parv.
It's different. It has a slight difference.
It's different.
Taste. It's not very milky. It's not very, like, heavy, I would say.
But it's a way for a lot of religious Jews to be able to consume the dairy products that they like and enjoy without having to pay the consequences of not being able to eat meat for 6 or 7 hours, because a lot of people keep those like long hours of not being able to eat meat. All right, we've concluded our food adventures. We gotta watch out and get out of this path, huh? So many bike paths now and electric scooters everywhere in Tel Aviv. It's insane. We are now walking up Goldon Beach, and we're going to be heading to the Dizengoff Center, which is a place I haven't been able to show you guys yet. It's a mall. It's an Israeli mall, very popular one down here. And we're going to show you guys the cool shops that are in there, because they have a new scene of stuff that we got really into in Japan. I mean, you probably a little bit before in Japan. But they have like all these anime stores. They have a Nintendo shop, which is something I'd never expected Israel to get. Very cool. So we're gonna head over there right now. Look at that. It's so nice, huh? The beach strip here. So many people's frolicking in the sunshine. And Moshe was saying this is a good Greek restaurant. I've never been here before. You like Greek food since when?
I'm not a fan, but everyone else that likes Greek food tells me it's amazing, so...
Oh, you've never eaten here before, though?
No.
That's good. Wanted to show you guys this also. This is Fleischmann Beach, sort of the pole commemorating that this is that beach. So Fleischmann Beach and Goldon Beach are two of the most popular beaches in Tel Aviv, and they're right next to each other. So you can see this is sort of the boardwalk here. It's not even sort of, it just is the boardwalk. I don't know why I keep saying sort of. I agree with everything they said. So many electric scooters too, as I mentioned earlier. You can see just a beautiful, gorgeous day in Tel Aviv. We're now cutting straight across Tel Aviv from the coast, going into the more business and commerce area. We're gonna get to the mall very soon. It'll be super nice. All right, so Moshe and I are pulling into the Dizengoff sort of commerce area. This is sort of what the streets along the way look like. This avenue right here, Bulgashov, is actually really popular for food and drink in lots of different places. We're just pulling in right now. The mall is sort of the left of us. Here's the wonderful entrance, gate 1. And here we go. My friends, we have made many a mall video around the world. We are yet to make a mall video in Israel. I was about to say the Philippines. So this is Dizengoff Center. This place is huge and it's a mess. This mall is made up of alleyways upon alleyways of just nothing makes any sense. It's all over the place, but you've got brand names here, you've got small shops, lots of cool stuff. I'm gonna show you guys everything. Let's check it out. So here is sort of the main concourse. You can see it's sort of built like this. As you can see, there's two separate buildings that are just like this, right next to each other. Very confusing. And in here, a little mystery, I don't know about this, there's a slide with an elephant that you can go through its ass. Yep. Have you been in it?
Yep.
So I've done that as a kid many times. It's wonderful. But this is what the mall looks like. I want to show you guys all around it. Here's another view for you guys of one of the biggest malls in Tel Aviv. Check it out. Pretty crazy looking. So I'm actually going to head right now with Moshe to a store called KSP. It's right here. It's not a brand deal or anything like that. I need a humidifier because my nose keeps bleeding because the air is so dry here. I've never needed one before, so we're gonna head over there and see if they actually have one. That's sort of the first mission of the day. Let's go. Oh my God, this mall is so crazy, huh?
It's actually every time I come here, I get so confused.
Wow, this mall is crazy.
It's crazy.
This mall is insane. I do have to say, as a content creator, making videos about malls is not my pride and joy, I have to be honest with you guys. But it gets views and it pays the bills. So it's necessary. How do you actually get there? That way? For sure?
Is it on the third floor or the second floor?
It was right here. That's the annoying thing about this mall. Look at this. It goes up and then it goes down. It's not level. I'm not even sure we can go through here. Very strange layout for a mall. So just to explain the little ring around the rosy we did. We started from that escalator. We went up a level. Now we've just declined and come around this loop here. So So yeah, structurally, I don't know why they did this. It's like to annoy their customers to the highest degree by building this mall. But that being said, again, it's a very cool mall. The pause in that cut was because we literally just ran into somebody we went to middle school with in Miami, which is nuts. What I was saying was, to go into this store, you actually have to grab a number and just sit here.
Just wait.
And wait. So to inquire about a product. It doesn't make much sense, but it is what it is. So we're waiting right here. See if we can get this humidifier. I know it's super interesting content, but I promise there's more interestingness coming up in this mall because this is a cool mall. An absolute pleasure of a shopping experience. They had it in stock. It was on their website. It was in stock. It's the little things in life, you know? Yeah, like, Israel's not a perfect country, and a lot of times things are out of stock and they're not what they are. I was expecting fully for this thing to be back ordered. It's a little mini humidifier for little stupid little babies, which I am. I'm a stupid baby boy. But I need to have this thing near my bed so my nose doesn't get too dry during the night. So freaking awesome. I'm so happy that they actually had this in stock. I was really not expecting it. Anyways, now we can continue exploring this awesome mall. They've even got Toys R Us in Israel, which they don't even have in America anymore. I think just like in Canada, I've seen these in the Philippines also, but Toys R Us is still going strong in Israel, and they have some exclusive stuff I want to show you guys in there. We're in a Toys R Us here in Israel, and I wanted to show you guys this Monopoly. They even have Monopoly Tel Aviv. Isn't that crazy? Amazing stuff here. It's so cool. Here's some more shops you might recognize. So you've got a mini... Moshe, do you know how to pronounce the name of this freaking place? Is it Japanese?
Yeah, Miniso.
Miniso. You've got this thing. This is all over the world now. It's been super popular in recent years, but yeah, that's one of the major brand names you got here. Obviously, we've got a nice Burger King. You can find Burger King and McDonald's in Israel. Readily available everywhere. I am filming down low right now because I don't want anybody to see that I'm filming. But we're in a supermarket, and I do want to make a video for you guys of what an Israeli supermarket looks like. But I thought I'd give you like a quick walk around through here with my face down so nobody catches us, you know? So again, I want to make a full video on Israeli supermarkets, but this is a cool section I want to show you. This would just be a corner of pitzuchim, which are, I don't really know how do you even translate pitzuchim into English?
Like munchies?
Kind of like munchies, like little snack foods. Usually Friday night after Shabbat, an Israeli mom will come and just lay down a bunch of these stuff. Nuts, crackers, a bunch of stuff. You've got like dried fruits, dried peas, corn. These are like classic stuff. So this is a cool section. Which ones?
These are so good.
They're so good, dude.
Dried peas?
The peas are amazing. They're addicting. The corn too. Corn's amazing. These are we call them Chinese pecans. I don't know why. Pekancini, but it's got like caramelized sugar on top. Really delicious. Like really good stuff here. This is all delicious. These are fava beans. All the candies. I think these are called Jordan almonds. They're almonds covered in sugar. Spices, herbs. But again, full video in an Israeli supermarket is definitely going to come up because I think that's something I want to show you guys. But that's just a cool little section of a Israeli supermarket inside of a mall. So nestled in between a lot of Israeli brand stores, like this one, it's called Kravitz. This one is just called Nimrod and Optikana. Tzomet Sfarim. These are all very classic Israeli shops. We have a freaking Nintendo store. In America, for all I know, we only have one, right?
New York.
In New York City.
This is the second one in the world.
Oh,
Other than
really?
Japan.
No, are you being serious?
Pretty sure.
I don't know if that's verifiable. Let's let Moshe say it. Are you gonna check it on your phone? You know what? You're gonna have to find out this information by yourself. But they do have a Nintendo store here, and I want to show you guys inside because, again, I feel like a lot of people think of Israel. They think of camels in the desert, not a Nintendo store in a giant mall.
Yep. 2 retail stores. Video game giant Nintendo has only 2 retail stores in the world. One in New York and one in Tel Aviv.
Amazing. That's so cool. I mean, that's something to kind of be proud of. But anyways, let's pop in. I want to show you guys what this Nintendo store looks like. Well, they have the new display for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, which is cool in a holographic way and in Hebrew. You can pre-order it now. They've got Pokemon 25th anniversary album. Look at this Pokemon display. This is not stuff you would expect in the Middle East, is it? Look at all this. They've got it all, man. They got all the products out here. These in the U.S. go for like 25 bucks. Oh, here's 160 shekel. And you can't find these in the U.S. anymore. Not in a Nintendo store. Give us a translation, Poppy. I think that's around 30 bucks. No, it's more than 30 bucks. It's like 40 bucks.
45.
Wow, that's a big markup.
For 20 bucks.
That's 20 bucks more than the retail price in the United States.
And this was selling during the same time when all the other ones were selling. So.
And this, just for you guys as information, so we can nerd out real quick. This is a really elusive set of Pokemon. It was the 25th anniversary. These are cards in here, and they're worth a lot of money, actually. And now, buying them in Israel will cost you double what it'll cost in America at the retail price. But you can't find these in America at a retail price anymore. They are out of stock. Story time. So when I was a eensy-weensy little bit old child and we lived in Israel, my mom used to work in this mall. And she used to bring me here every day. And I used to climb up into the elephant's mouth, and I used to come out of its ass. And I'll show you exactly how that works right now. So here's the elephant. You go into its belly via a staircase, and then you exit through its butt. They talk about Israeli innovation, and they say technology, cherry tomatoes, high-tech, SIM cards, computer chips. I say,
The elephant.
come to Dizengoff Center, climb into an elephant's ass. It's great stuff. I wanted to show off of this area. So this is sort of like what I would say is like the new pop culture. I don't really know how to explain it, but you can see there's a bunch of these like anime type stores here. They actually have a vending machine with Funko Pops. You guys are probably familiar with what these are. These are like little pop figurines that people get from pop culture icons. They've got photo booths to take pictures on, tattoo shops, clothing shops, costume shops. They got everything. This alleyway here has been a popular meeting place for people for as long as I've lived in Israel. When I lived in Israel as a kid, we used to meet up here and do breakdancing when I was a kid. But through all these different alleys, you can see how many little alleyways are in this mall. You can go in a bunch of different directions and go to a bunch of different little adventures. And there's so many places you can visit within all of these different alleys. You can see just sheer selection of products that are here. You know, of course, I feel like people who know about Israel are probably not shocked to see all this stuff, but I think a lot of people that maybe don't know so much about this country would be shocked to see that we have this much availability, this much accessibility to all this pop culture stuff. Another good look for you guys of a view of this mall from the top. You can see, great looking mall. So we're now back in the B wing. We've been crossing in and out of different alleyways in between each place to show you guys the different shops that exist here. But again, there's just so much. This mall is very expansive, and all those alleyways, you get very overwhelmed very quickly just walking through each little alleyway. All right, so this is the point of the video where we start doing parkour on the roof. I'm so tired after surfing today. Guys, look at it. Look at this city. So the funny thing is with Israel, a lot of the buildings here are from what we call in Hebrew, we call it Kom Hamdina, which is the beginning of the country. 1948, a little before, a little bit after. So you can see there is a sprawling metropolis of new buildings, new development within a lot of very older, sort of degrading construction. So it's very funny when you look at it because, you know, a lot of city planning in a lot of places around the world is a little more organized in Tel Aviv. It's kind of a mess. Like you can see, this building is not looking too hot. It's kind of old and grummy.
We are at the top of the mall, and here at the top of the mall they have this like greenhouse, which you can kind of see here a little bit of, and I think it's like a new project that they're doing. Basically they're trying to make more like greenhouse type of areas on top of all these buildings to try and like populate it with more plants and more growing.
There is a movement in Israel to greenify a lot of the major cities here. So a couple years ago on the vlog, I showed you guys this really cool space in Jerusalem. We actually visited that was doing something similar to this. They actually had bee colonies on top of this old strip mall in Jerusalem, and they were growing figs and all kinds of plants. So this is a public project. It's called the Green Center, the Garden Center, in Dizengoff Center. And you can see they're growing plants here. And if you've seen major cities around the world like Japan and Seoul, sorry, Japan's not a major city, Tokyo and Seoul, and places like Singapore.
There's your bees.
Oh yeah, look at that. Look, I said it without even...
Yeah.
No, oh shit, bee just touched my fucking head. I want out. I haven't seen bees in a long time. Bees are becoming extinct, so you never see them anymore. So young people move in, and they sort of greenify the spaces that they live in. And here again, all this is bees. This is a whole bee colony. Oh yeah, there's bees flying everywhere. So they're growing honey there. But yes, this whole roof has got tons of plants on it. There's tons of things being grown here. There's an arboretum in here, I think a pool. I don't know. Yeah, there's a pool in here on the top. But yeah, here you can see the signs. Center for Natural and Urban Beekeeping, a project to bring swarms of bees back to the city and its environment. Center was set up in collaboration with Yossi Ud, expert on natural and biodynamic beekeeping. It's a really cool movement, and this is something, again, all this series about Israel is just to show you guys new things about this country you probably didn't know. And this is something you probably didn't know. People are greenifying spaces on tops of malls in Tel Aviv. Another great example here, this is their butterfly garden. And again, all of this is free to walk about. You can see all this for free. You don't have to pay anything to come up here. Obviously, you can support them via tours and stuff like that, but this is all free to visit, and it's super cool. Check this out, it's amazing. They've got an actual butterfly garden here. They've got some rooted plants there. They've got a proper greenhouse there where it looks like they're nurturing little plants. Very, very cool stuff here. Sababa Chaverim, that's the end of another video here in Dizengoff Center, Tel Aviv. Make sure you subscribe, turn on those notifications, obviously become a member if you want to join this channel and come unlock some cool perks when you're watching the Traveling Clat and interacting with us here on YouTube. We'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, I love you long time.